Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to Comic Book Nostalgia. I'm CB Nostalgia and we have a little update on Conan from Marvel Comics. Well, it appears once again Hyborian Age at Marvel Comics is coming to an end. As many of you know, Conan has been integrated into the Marvel Universe over the last couple of years, and many decades ago he was a staple of Marvel Comics. But it appears the character will once again leave the Marvel Universe at the conclusion of his current run under Jason Aaron. Now, his last issue in the series will be King Conan number 6, and it will bring a definitive end to the character's latest stories inside the Marvel Comics universe. Now, despite this, Marvel did announce a couple of interesting things, and there will be a new round of collections coming up this fall. They're going to release the 6th volume as part of the Conan the Barbarian Epic Collection. This is going to feature some vintage comics from some big names like Roy Thomas, Howard Chaykin, John Buscema, and Gil Kane. Then again in December, Marvel is going to release another collection, this one, the Conan the Barbarian, the original Marvel Years Omnibus, with a cover from the legendary Todd McFarlane. Now, it has been reported for a little while that the Conan rights are headed back to their original rights holders because they want to make their own comic. And then over the weekend, Heroic Signature's CEO, Fred Malberg, actually confirmed this to comicbook.com. He said, "We had a wonderful run in Marvel Comics, but ultimately they have decided not to extend their license over this year. Conan has more than 50 years of comic book publishing. We took the decision to pick up the baton ourselves, not only for Conan, but for all the wonderful characters and IP we control." Now, for many Marvel fans, the biggest question might be surrounding the Savage Avengers, because Conan is one of the main anchor characters for that group. Obviously, Marvel has a lot of experience swapping characters out of Avengers teams, but given how deeply his story is integrated into this, it might be pretty difficult, so we'll have to wait and see how they handle it. In case you didn't know, Marvel actually published Conan stories in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, and then the license shifted over to Dark Horse, who did their own line. After a decade or so, it came back to Marvel again in 2019, and has been running pretty strong ever since. The Conan property itself actually belongs to Conan Properties International, which is an entity that's owned and operated by Heroic Signatures, which focuses on licensing intellectual properties. They hold the rights to some other pretty cool characters, including Robert E. Howard's Bram McMorn stories, Solomon Kane, and Call the Conqueror. So what they plan on doing with this and their comic line could be pretty interesting. But until we get more news, what do you guys think? How do you feel about Conan the Barbarian once again leaving the pages of Marvel Comics? And if you're a fan of Savage Avengers, how does Marvel pick up and repair this story? Tell me what you think in the comments below. If you like this video, make sure you hit like, click subscribe, and if you don't ring that bell, you're not getting any updates. Peace.